Good evening, everyone. So we thought that video was so good we had to show you twice. So I do hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did making it. Thank you. So thank you all for being here at the 2019 CREST Awards. So CREST stands for Cupertino Recognizes Extra Steps Taken. And tonight we're going to celebrate and honor 4 individuals and 3 organizations that have made outstanding contributions to our community. Before I go any further, I know that I've seen some past CREST Award winners here. This program is over 30 years in going, and so I was hoping that if you are an award winner, if you could please stand right now and be recognized. Thank you all. So this year we will be recognizing winners from 6 categories, and that's Lifetime Achievement, Volunteer of the Year, Organization of the Year, Rising Star, Public Safety Champion, and Sustainability Champion. Now the volunteer award recipients are chosen each year by the mayor and commission chairs. The Sustainability Champion is chosen by our Sustainability Commission, and our Public Safety Champion is chosen by our Public Safety Committee. If you were involved in the voting, could you please stand and be recognized yourself? Thank you for your time. So we're honored to have our city council members here tonight who will be presenting our award recipients. In attendance, we have Councilmember John Willey. Please stand. Thank you. We have Councilmember Darcy Paul. We have Vice Mayor Leong Chow. And up first, presenting one of our sustainability champions, is Mayor Stephen Scharf. Welcome, Mayor Scharf.
Last night, the 4 of us interviewed 52 teenagers for Teen Commission in one night. It's scary how accomplished these teens are. The CREST Awards, it was a lot easier to pick the winners. We did it in like 5 minutes. And those were very qualified as well, so that made it really easy. So our first award winner today is the Sustainability Champion of the Year, and it's Anza College. So can we roll the video?
Anza has focused their sustainability on really making it a part of their core principles. And we're really proud here at Anza that sustainability has always been part of a core function. It's not on the periphery, it is the core of what we try to do. I'm Patrick Ahrens, and I'm on the Board of Trustees here at the Foothill Anza Community College District. We're honored to receive the Sustainability Champions CREST Award from the City of Cupertino for 2019. There's so many sustainability programs that we have here on campus. We replaced our harmful chemical fertilizers that we use on our campus fields. We have led the way in what we call our Eco Pass. If you are a student here on Anza, you get to ride the bus for free. We have a fleet of solar panels on campus. Our photovoltaic technology is some of the best that's in the field right now. All throughout our campus, we are replacing non-native plants with drought-resistant plants. We have drinking water stations on campus that encourage reusable bottle use so we can finally put an end to our plastic water bottles. Everything that the campus is coming into contact, whether you're a community member, a student, a faculty, a staff member, we want to make sure that this is truly a campus-wide policy. You'll see the Cheeseman Environmental Studies area on campus, and our community colleges have made it a priority to build this space so you can not only learn about sustainability in a textbook, but you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, and that's what we want for our students. We want to show them that it's not just about learning something, it's about living it. It has to be about creating good citizens and good leaders to know that when they're out there in the community, they learn how to be sustainable here at Anza College, but they're going to use what they learn in making sure that our whole community becomes sustainable.
Great. So Patrick, will you be accepting the award for Anza? Can you come up, please? Everyone that will be accepting it can come up. So we all know Anza is known for its academic excellence, and I was told that they are the first community college in the Bay Area to earn the Bay Area Green Business designation in recognition of their sustainability efforts. Or is that the first in the state? Yes. The first in the state, okay, not just in the Bay Area. So that's great. So would you like to say a few words? Patrick.
Thank you.
Okay.
Give a politician a microphone. Hello, Cupertino. Thank you all so much again. This is not only an award for Anza College, but this is a thanks to you all for continuing to support our community college system. Please come to campus. We are an open campus. We will welcome you with open arms. There's always something going on, but really this is a testament to not only our commitment to sustainability, but to our community's commitment. And we thank you for always supporting us, and especially want to thank it's an honor to represent Anza here, but our president, Cristina Espinosa-Peeb, Manny De Silva, it's everyone you come into contact with on campus has made it a campus-wide effort to really live sustainability. So thank you all so much again.
Great, thank you. Great. Wait, don't leave yet. Okay. Picture.
Mayor, you got to turn off your cell phone.
Never do that. Thank you.
So unless you're the mayor, everyone else please silence your phones. But no, thank you, Mayor Scharf, and congratulations again to Anza College. Presenting the next two awards will be Councilmember Darcy Paul.
Our next sustainability award goes to the organization Grassroots Ecology. And if someone can roll the tape, so to speak, on that video.
Grassroots Ecology is a nonprofit organization, and we work with the community to restore local ecosystems. So what that means is that we work with lots of volunteers, including students and other people of the community, to remove weeds and plant plants in our public open spaces. We also help monitor water quality of our creeks, and we have several different education programs for local youth. The reason that we restore our local ecosystems is that we are building up the resiliency of our region to help withstand the effects of climate change. So we're helping increase native habitat for insects and birds. We're also restoring shorelines and creeks to help deal with floods and storm events. And most importantly, we're actually educating the next generation of environmental leaders. I'm Alex Monfelt with Grassroots Ecology, and we are one of the recipients of the 2019 Sustainability Champions. What we do is we organize and conduct volunteer work days so that we can help restore habitat. On top of that, we also do what we call community science, where people go out to the creek and measure water quality, and they look at insects from the creek that help indicate how healthy our creeks are. There's a lot of activity that happens out here. You'll see lots of high school students, pulling weeds, planting plants, doing water quality samples, and that's a great goal in of itself. Our hope and what we've observed is that this extends far beyond the event that people are participating in. We think that they will take what they learned and their experiences out here back to their home, their school, their work, and really, change some of their behaviors, change some of their thinking, so that their overall effect on the region is a better one. So whether that be that they plant some beneficial plants in their backyard to attract pollinators that are endangered, or whether it be that they make different decisions when they're buying shampoo because now they know that microbeads can end up in our creeks. That is really the long-term impact that we hope to have with these programs. When I think about the future, I think more about the commitment that we've made to these communities. So what that means is continue to steward the land, to continue to educate the next grade level, all the kids that are going through, so that they can get out and appreciate their local open space and creek, and take that with them as they go forward. So I would say the future is really continuing a lot of the work we've had, deepening our relationships with partners like the City of Cupertino, and then reaching out to even more people in the community to get them involved.
All right, let's have a big hand for you. And there are representatives of Grassroots Ecology here to accept the award tonight. So please welcome them to the stage. Congratulations. I want to say a few brief words of appreciation for this organization and what it does, especially given the fact that its charter is essentially to try to bridge the public sector and the private sector, and to fill in much needed gaps in order to make sure that when we undertake an award-winning project, a very rightfully and justly award-winning project on the Stevens Creek corridor, and we restore something that was very, shall we say, unecological to its more native state, that we have these types of organizations that can connect our students, our public, with the ability to do something about maintaining and preserving these wonderful efforts that we've put forward. And I love the name too. Grassroots Ecology is something that you would love to see these types of organizations sprout out virtually through every waterway that you see. We're actually on the eastern side of town looking at potentially an acquisition along the Saratoga Creek, around the Lawrence Mitty Creek. And it would just be wonderful to be able to see these types of organizations sprout out in every single one of these types of contexts. So thank you very much for all you do, and please feel free to say a few words as well.
All right, well, thank you so much. So thank you. As you probably saw from the video, I've spoken enough already. So I'm Alex, the executive director, but we also have Jeremy and Shelley here, and if any of you are ever out in the corridor, I'm sure you have seen them leading hundreds and thousands of mainly kids, but out there to help restore the natural places here. So our vision at Grassroots Ecology is that we have healthy lands and healthy communities that sustain and support one another. So it's really quite an honor that we got this award. And I looked through some of our data, and since 2012, because that's when we started formally working out here at the ranch, we've worked with 7,500 people, most of them students, through 600 volunteer work days and 300 field trips. We've installed 14,000 plants that from seed collected in this watershed, so these plants are actually from here. And in addition to some of the financial contributions we've received from the city, we raised even more, about $280,000 from foundations and other government agencies, as well as individuals that have all gone back into helping to restore the ecosystem and engage the community along the way. And while hopefully you think those numbers are impressive, I think there's actually a story that really shows kind of what we're striving for. You might know Brooke. She is a ranger that you probably see her in the corridor working. So she actually came to work with us several years ago as a high school student through our after-school program, the Earth Stewards. And then she came back and volunteered with us again through our college intern program. And now she's actually at De Anza, and we have a nice partnership with De Anza where we have field trips every spring where students come out and learn about hands-on ecology. And so she's participating in that as well. So I think it's just a great story of how you see, people connecting to the land and really learning as part of it. So I want to say thank you so much to the City Council for not only having a Sustainability Champion Award, I think that's wonderful, and for recognizing Anza, which is obviously quite a great leader, but also to our staff. Jeff's here tonight, but we also have Barbara Banfield, who we've been working with for years, and Gail Seeds and Keith Wandry out there as well. And we really want to thank you all for your vision and your leadership and really showing what we can do together. So thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Congratulations. All right. Wonderful, wonderful organization. So our next award goes to Fabrizio Vitagliano, and he is our Rising Star in Cupertino for 2019. And so if we could, oh yes, very, very good. And if we could roll the video for Fabrizio.
Ciao, my name is Fabrizio Vitagliano. I'm the CREST Award 2019 Rising Star. My volunteer journey started with the Cupertino Rotary Club. After 1 year, I became a board member of two organizations. One is the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce, and the other one is Cupertino Historical Society and Museum. With the Chamber of Commerce, I'm chair of Cupertino Hospitality. Our goal is to create a network where we can share ideas and projects within Cupertino's hotels, restaurants, and wineries. With the Cupertino Historical Society Museum, I'm in charge of the new computer historical exhibit in our museum at the Quinlan Center. I'm also involved with the Cupertino Sister City program. I went in Italy with the Cupertino City, visiting our Italian sister city, Cupertino in Italy, Puglia. Being a volunteer in Cupertino, it's very important to me. Besides the fact I can help and work for the community, which is my new family, I have always the opportunity to meet new people, interesting people, and since I'm the type of person who wants to learn and to be the better version of himself, I think being in touch with those volunteer organizations is something very important. Give me the opportunity to learn, to be involved, to live this community at full potential. I believe Cupertino can be the capital of Silicon Valley, and I would love to promote Cupertino with the Chamber and the Historical Society. I think Cupertino can be a city of the future. I hope Cupertino can grow each year. I came here for a business opportunity, but the reason why I'm staying it's because this fantastic community. So all the people that I met in those organizations now, they are friends, and they are my new family.
Fabrizio Vitagliano, if you would please come to the stage. And it is my pleasure and honor to present this to my friend Fabricio. So I want to share this experience with Fabricio from last year when I was mayor. As some of you might know, I visited all 4 of our sister cities last year in order to reaffirm our city's commitment to those relationships. And, I was thinking, how do we find someone from Italy that can really help us, make that bridge of a connection? And, lo and behold, I just happened to mention to Fabricio, hey, look, we have a sister city, we have a trip coming up, it's a mayor's delegation, on a lark, I mentioned, and I know this guy is so busy with everything, would you like to be part of this delegation? We'll be 3 days in Cupertino, Italy. And lo and behold, he did actually say, yes, I will actually, he didn't, this isn't a quote, but he said, I'll drop my business and, I'll go to Italy for a week or so. to support this delegation to Cupertino. And it's just been amazing how he's interconnected himself and his business with the various parts of the community. While we were there, we met the city manager of Cupertino, Italy, who had this dream to put a computer display for Apple models inside of the castle of Cupertino. And it's such a contrast, but a really amazing one. And we kind of thought, well, you know, it'd be kind of hard to interface with Apple here. They're not really that historical, you know, and it would be kind of interesting to see that, certainly, you know, at some point. But then when we came back here, we also interfaced with the Computer History Museum over at Mountain View. And what ended up happening was that we connected with an Italian collector of the most expansive and complete set of Apple products in the world. And so that collection did make its way over to the Cupertino Castle. And because of Fabricio and his hospitality and his reaching out to the curator of this collection and hosting her in Cupertino, we are now on the cusp of hosting this collection ourselves in our fair city. And so this is just an example of what Fabrizio's done in his very brief amount of time in Cupertino. And so it's just such an honor. And I think that, you know, if we're talking about things like Grassroots, it's precisely this type of action that will really interconnect all different parts of our community. So thank you very much for everything that you do.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Councilmember Del Cipoll. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council members. Thank you, Cupertino City in general. It's a great honor to me being here with you today. I would like also to thank all the organizations involved with. Without them, I couldn't be here today. Rotary Club, Cupertino City Program, we were talking about this, yes. Cupertino Historical Society Museum, Cupertino Chamber of Commerce, and yes, thank you very much. I don't know what to say, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Paul, and congratulations again to Grassroots and Fabricio. Up next is Councilmember John Willie.
I feel truly honored to be able to introduce the next CREST Award winner. It's a group that's just committed to helping those in our community that need assistance. And so this group is the Knights of Columbus. The group works through 4 of the different parishes in our community, and they are just committed to helping people. If they'd like to come up or first the video.
Hi, I'm Bob Roloffs. I'm a member of the St. Francis of Assisi Council of the Knights of Columbus, located in Cupertino, and we are the 2019 Organization of the Year. Well, the Knights of Columbus is a old-time organization. We were founded in 1882 in the city of New Haven, Connecticut. They have since expanded to now they have approximately 2 million members. Basics with the Knights of Columbus, it was founded with principles of charity, unity, paternalism, and patriotism. To our efforts of running a bingo every week, we have a fairly large charity budget that we donate to many organizations. We supply some needed funds to St. Joseph's of Cupertino. We donate to a number of like say the food groups there. We support our daily bread. We help at Martha's Kitchen. Some of the organizations that we support include self-help group, Guide Dogs for the Blind, Habitat for Humanity's Rebuilding Together. One of the things that we did with members of the Knights of Columbus, we got together and we pick up food and then take it to places that need it. I pick up at stores and then we all load it onto my truck and then I take it out to a food distribution place in East San Jose. And that's a weekly occurrence. With our money, we hope is enough, it's going to make a difference for them, and they won't need us anymore, but we're always here to help them if they need it.
So I'd like to say just a couple more words, and I mean, we're so fortunate in our community. So many of us are well off, and we don't necessarily see those in our community that do need assistance. And when we have an organization that is committed to reaching out and helping those that do need the assistance, and they've been doing it, the Cupertino chapter, for 50 years, and that just touches my heart. So it's my pleasure to ask them to come up and accept the award. Maybe you'd like to say a few words? Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Willie. Thank you, members of the City Council. Thank you, Mayor. My name is John Posnick. I'm the immediate past Grand Knight of St. Francis of Assisi Council, the local council here in Cupertino. As Councilmember Willie mentioned, we're a little over 50. I think we turn 60 years old next year, our council. But the Knights of Columbus is a global organization with, again, almost 200 million people, or 2 million people, 2 million members. Our little group of 150 guys, through that structure with the larger group, is able to do these wonderful things. We can participate in disaster relief funds for the Paradise Fire last year, or for when there was that giant earthquake in Haiti. The Knights of Columbus sent medical supplies and wheelchairs and stuff that was needed almost immediately. And so it's the little groups doing the small things, and we can't do our work without the support of our families. And so I'd like to thank the wives and the families who let their husbands share their time with us when they could be spending time with their family. Let them come work with us and do some of the work that we do. And so I'd like to thank them as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Willie, and congratulations, Knights of Columbus. I do want to admit that when we were told a bunch of grown men were showing up with swords, we did alert the sheriff's office. So thank you, Captain Urena, for being here with your deputies in case anything went south. And to present the next 2 awards is Vice Mayor Chow.
It's my honor to introduce the Public Safety Champion of the Year, Sidharth Rajaram. Let's roll the video first.
My name is Sidharth Rajaram, and I've been a Cupertino resident for 9 years now, and I'm the 2019 Public Safety Champion. So the year was 2012, and while I was walking to the library, I noticed a booth outside, and it had what appeared to be a bunch of supersized walkie-talkies, and I'd always been a pretty big fan of those kind of toys. So I walked over, and then I started, asking if I could, use them and talk on them. And I asked them, who's listening to me? And they basically told me somebody in Arizona. And at that point, I was like, okay, these aren't, normal walkie-talkies. And then I asked them, so what does it take to, own one of these by myself? And they told me, you got to take a test, you got to learn all this stuff. So here's a website. So I went to the website that same day on my dad's phone. I went to the library, got a book that could help me study for that test. So I went down to the Saratoga Fire Station in August, and I took the test, and at the age of 12, I managed to pass and get my technician license, and I've been a proud ham radio operator since then. Right after I passed the test, I went back to the website of that group that I saw outside the library, CARES, and then that's when I learned that, these radio skills can actually be used beyond hobby. It can be used for emergency service and really playing a critical role in the way that our city communicates in terms of a disaster, an earthquake, and things like that. So naturally, I felt that it would be really cool if I could use a hobby to help people. In any kind of disaster, what usually happens is the normal communication infrastructure fails. You won't be able to make a cell phone call. And this can prove incredibly dangerous and incredibly debilitating for things like 911 calls, routine emergency situations like that. So that's where CARES comes in. Ham radio basically serves as a kind of like a communications framework when everything else fails. So as a CARES member, I'm primarily involved in two major responsibilities. So the first is drills. So this means maintaining and improving our city's emergency communications network. So one of the drills that we do is we practice simulated emergency situations. The second thing, which is outreach, means going to things like the Emergency Preparedness Fair and talking with citizens of all ages about the importance of ham radio and the importance of being prepared in any kind of disaster. I've always thought that from a pretty young age that service is kind of like the rent you pay. There's like that Muhammad Ali quote about how service is the rent you pay for your room here on Earth. And for me, not only is it Earth, but it's also the privilege to be able to live in what I consider the greatest city and the greatest country on Earth. And I think that service is almost like an obligation for me to give back to the city. And if I can help people, stay safe in the case of an emergency, or maybe inspire somebody else to join CARES, I think that I would have done a pretty good job.
Let's welcome Sidharth to the stage. So it's amazing how walkie-talkie, an interest in walkie-talkie can bring him to even get licensed at the age of 12. That's a role model for not only kids, but also adults. And he continued that interest for the past 6 years until today. He's a senior in high school. And not only that, he also was on the teen commission as chair, and he spoke up about teen stress and underage drinking problems. So his interest goes beyond the hand radio. I hope that more kids and adults could be inspired to participate in the CARES program to help us in emergency communication. So this is a well-deserved award as champion for public safety. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Councilmember Chow, and the Public Safety Commission and the rest of the city for honoring me with this award. There are a couple of people I'd like to thank for really defining my experience at CARES and at the city for the last 9 years. So first I want to start off with Ken Erickson, someone who's sort of really eased my transition into joining CARES. And I remember getting my first city ID picture taken by him. Like, it was like nighttime. We were in the basement of City Hall. But I remember that really vividly, so thank you. Somebody else I want to thank, I'm not sure if he's here, Alan Gontang, somebody who helped me with how to operate my first radio. On top of that, Jim Oberhofer, someone who also really helped me in my experience with CARES. He always was willing to show me the ropes and teach me how to do certain things at drills and new events that I wasn't familiar with. And another person I want to thank is Danny Mestizo, who was the person I worked with a lot at the Teen Commission. And he was always very supportive of the initiatives that myself and the rest of the commission tried to move forward with. So thank you.
Let's invite the proud parents to come up. Next, it's my honor to introduce Volunteer of the Year Award and Audrey Cui. Let's roll the video first.
My favorite thing about art is bringing things to life that don't exist and really distilling my mind's abstractions onto paper. And as many people say, art is a really great way to just express yourself. Hi, I'm Audrey Cui, and I'm the 2019 Volunteer of the Year. I've been taking art lessons at Honging Art since I was 6, and they've been a huge part of my life ever since. So it started off as art lessons, but soon they started a teacher's assistant program where they had students basically helping other students. And that gave me a huge confidence boost. And they've also given me a lot of guidance in my life and in pushing me to try out new things and just pushing me past my comfort zone. So when I started volunteering at Sunnyview Retirement Center, when they were giving me the tour around the retirement center, they just mentioned really quickly that a couple years back, someone was leading art workshops, but she graduated, so the art workshops no longer existed. One day, I just randomly thought, wait, if they used to have art workshops, I can start this again. I can also add my own touch to this. As the volunteer outreach director at Honging Art, the main thing I do is manage art workshops at various senior retirement centers. So for the Sunnyview Retirement Center art workshops, I also got a bunch of students at Honging Art to come over and help me lead these workshops. And this gave them a great opportunity for interacting with senior citizens, which they might not have the opportunity to do so in their daily lives. And this intergenerational exchange would be a really great opportunity for them as well, in addition to brightening up a bunch of senior citizens' lives at the same time. So I definitely want to continue volunteering because my community has helped me in several ways. For example, Honging Art has given me confidence and has pushed me past my comfort zone throughout my life. And I want to be able to help other people in similar ways.
So let's welcome Audrey Cui to the stage. So there are so many students who are learning art. But what's inspiring about Audrey is she connected art, using art to help not only seniors, but also kids. Because through her program, kids as young as age 10 will be involved as volunteer in the program to help seniors. And she also leads a team of teenagers to organize the program. They have to contact the different organizations. And I heard that this, not only in Sunnyvale Retirement Center, they have also expanded the program to 2 other retirement communities in Cupertino. So it's very inspiring that she also turned her hobby into something that help the community. So Audrey, would you like to say a few words?
So thank you very much, Councilmember Chow, and thank you to the City of Cupertino. This is a very big honor and privilege for me to be able to stand up here, and there is no way I could have done this alone. So first and foremost, I would like to thank Mr. Tommy Suriwong of Homing Art. Like I mentioned in the video, I have known him since I was 6, and ever since he's been such a huge part of my life, supporting me in whatever I do, and encouraging me to do things that I otherwise would have never imagined that I could have done. I would also like to thank Ms. Julia Early, who is the volunteer coordinator at Sunnyview Retirement Center. She has given me the opportunity to start the art workshops at Sunnyview, and I'm very grateful for that. And last but definitely not least, I would like to thank my parents, Wenying Du and Bin Cui, for being my greatest cheerleaders and believing in me for whatever I do. I am very appreciative of everything you have done for me, and I love you, Mom and Dad. Thank you.
Let's invite the parents and the mentors up.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Chow, and congratulations again to Sidharth and Audrey. And to give out our last award, again, please, Mayor Scharf.
Okay, so last but not least, our most prestigious award is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and this is going to Steve Hill. So can we roll the video, please?
I'm Steve Hill. I'm the 2019 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. 2004, there was a story or an article in the Cupertino scene advertising for a training program for the CERT program. I signed up for it and took the 18-hour training course and became hooked. Became a volunteer in the CERT program, and then a few years later, I heard about the Block Leader program and signed up for that and became a member of the Block Leader organization. In 2013, I wanted to get more involved in city preparedness activities. So I took the FCC license exam so I could buy and operate a radio, and I joined the CARES program, and I'm now one of 9 assistant emergency coordinators for the city, and I'm active in leadership position in CARES. Well, the city is broken up into 6 reporting zones, and each zone has what's called an ARC. The ARC is a place in a storage location where citizens can go during and after a disaster. There'll be teams of volunteers there with amateur radio, with the emergency response team and the Medical Reserve Corps. And the main function of the ARC is to have a place where people can report issues or problems regarding public safety, medical emergencies, and so forth. The ARCs themselves are metal storage containers. They contain hundreds of supplies used by the volunteers. In addition to tables and chairs to set up a command post, there's also hand tools, medical supplies, caution tape, orange cones, things that they would have to set up an incident command center for citizens to come to. Well, I feel in giving back, the city helped the city become more prepared to handle incidents. My neighborhood is a safer place. I've made our neighbors more aware of how they need to be prepared for earthquakes and other disasters, and also we have a crime awareness now in our neighborhood. So the neighborhood and the city are better off having volunteers working in concert with city staff. So you're more of part of the city and not just a resident. Well, you get a sense of satisfaction of having a city in a position that can help people. I'm proud I got my neighborhood organized. As a 41-year resident of the city, I going to continue pursuing my volunteer efforts, working in CARES, CERTs, as a block leader in Neighborhood Watch. And I hope to also help train new people to join and get them as part of the team.
Great. Great, so if Steve could come up here, please. So what was your Eagle project?
I never made it to Eagle.
Oh,
My son over here made it to Eagle.
okay, yeah, I heard you were a scoutmaster for which troop?
476.
476.
Here in Cupertino.
Right, that meets up at Linda Vista, or?
St. Joseph of Cupertino.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, I was an assistant scoutmaster for my son's troop, so I have affinity for the Boy Scout program. So would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Well, I'd like to thank the city for this honorable award that they've given tonight. It's really commendable that the city recognizes volunteerism and encourages civic involvement. I've been a volunteer for 15 years and have made many good friends across the city. It got me out of my neighborhood where we tend to stay in our enclaves. I'm just one of dozens of volunteers in the CARES, CERT, Block Leader, and Neighborhood Watch programs. I'd like to recognize some of the long-term city staff who organize these programs for citizen volunteers. We have Ken Erickson for CARES and CERT, and Laura Lee for Block Leader, and Stephanie Termini for Neighborhood Watch. I've also had the pleasure of working with staff in Public Works, Parks and Recreation, and GIS. In addition, we've worked with people from the Sheriff's Office and County Fire. Thank you. And finally, I'd like to thank my friends from the volunteer organizations who have shown up tonight. And Mr. Mayor, thank you again for this honor.
Great. So I've also been told you were incident commander for the July 4th fireworks.
Yes.
Was that last year?
2 years ago.
2 years. So you're going to do it again this year?
I'm supporting the leaders.
Oh, great. I think that's one of the most popular events in our city, and I'm so glad that it got restarted a few years ago. So would you like to invite your family to come up?
Sure.
I don't want to drop that. Okay, so what was your Eagle project?
We finished some picnic tables at St. Joseph's Church.
Oh, great. Okay.
He makes it sound so easy. It was hours and hours.
So do you still have to learn Morse code to get your amateur radio license?
Not anymore.
Oh, great. I think I'll try it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations, Steve. So I know a lot of you are itching to get back to your homes in front of your TVs to watch the Warriors game, so this will be very brief. But for those of you who don't know, this is only the second year of this form of the CREST Awards. For those who have known and been a part of the CREST Awards, you realize that it looked very different before. Not only the winners and the awards, but also just the look of the ceremony itself. Last year, to kind of spark some new interest, create a little bit more diversity in winners, an idea was passed by Councilmember Darcy Paul, former mayor, who, through thoughtfulness and encouragement, pushed us to, go forward with this. And I'd like to believe that this is a better form of it. I hope that you all enjoyed your night. The last thing I'll say is that, as Mayor Scharf had stated, is that Lifetime Achievement is the most prestigious award you can get. That is, once you get it, I mean, that's it. You've reached your pinnacle. So tonight, you've met our second Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Steve Hill. And I'd like to present to you all our first Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Elisa Sakas. Please stand. So thank you, Elisa, for being here. Thank you all for being here. I hope you had a wonderful time, and go Warriors. Can all the winners come up here for a photo with the council members?